Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a woman in Victoria is facing 4 charges after an arrest this morning.
We continue our coverage of the May 28th runoff election. We hear from District 30 State Representative candidate Jeff Bucknight.
And families are concerned after they receive reports of a power outage inside a Beeville prison.
A sunny, warm day over the crossroads, but we're looking up here in the Panhandle where the storms are already firing. Those storms are going to be visiting us tomorrow. We'll have all that coming up in a moment.
And one former Victoria High School star headed to the Hall of Fame. I'll have that story in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
A 35-year-old suspect was arrested by Victoria Police Wednesday. Leslie Bishop faces charges of driving while intoxicated with a child under the age of 15, evading arrest with a vehicle, endangering a child, and aggravated assault against a public servant. She is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $40,000 bond. A 39-year-old suspect from Hallettsville was arrested by Victoria County deputies Tuesday. Ricky Joubert faces 2 counts of assault, causes bodily injury of a family member, and a charge of manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $75,000 bond.
Victoria County deputies arrested a 21-year-old suspect Tuesday. Aaron Aguilar is charged with burglary of a home. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $40,000 bond. A tornado hit Port Lavaca Monday. That's the report from the National Weather Service. They confirm an EF1 tornado hit that area with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles an hour. Widespread tree damage occurred, along with damage to numerous structures throughout the area. Also, the National Weather Service says damaging straight-line winds around 85 miles an hour happened on the south side of Port Lavaca towards Magnolia Beach Monday. An RV park suffered the worst damage there, with numerous RVs damaged or completely destroyed. They got it pretty rough out there.
Oh, I bet. You look at that stuff from it's just really awful, and it just happened just like that.
And then Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis joins us now in studio. We're going to get some more rain, is that correct?
Yes, it does. In fact, by tomorrow, we should be at this hour having some stormy weather roll through here. So I know people are still picking up pieces from Monday, but we got to pick them up because more is coming in. At this hour, obviously, we're quiet. We had a nice, sunny, warm day. But get a load of this. Already a severe thunderstorm watch for all of the Panhandle. Big storms of firing here. A really nasty one up here near Borger. And these are going to be dropping southward. So sometime tomorrow, you'll be hearing more thunder and lightning. We'll have more details on how that's going to get here coming up a little bit later on. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. Reports of an extended power outage at a state prison brought concern to inmates' families.
Families reported up to 48 hours without power inside the McConnell unit near Beeville, causing the inside temperature to reach unsafe levels. Amanda Hernandez with the Texas Department of Corrections confirmed the outage, but said the generators were activated. Other routine operations continued, like inmate visitation, recreation, and showering. Hernandez says that a partial outage on May 9th turned into a full outage on May 10th, and power was fully restored the next day. So here's your viewer poll. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, should there be more transparency when it comes to air conditioning in state prisons? Yes or no? According to our results, it looks like 36% stand at yes, and the remaining 64% voted no. Thank you for voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we're going to have an update on 25 News Now at 10.
A group of parents from a Houston elementary school are against the resignation of their principal.
She earned the title of Principal of the Year in the Houston Independent School District.
We're heartbroken for our principal. She's so dedicated to our children. We're mad at the district. We're mad at TEA.
Parents protesting outside of Crockett Elementary, feeling blindsided after receiving an email last Friday that their principal would not be returning next school year. In a video they recorded at a February meeting with HISD, a district official could be heard telling parents that their principal's job was safe.
I don't see any reason to replace an amazing principal.
Amanda Wingard, principal of Neff Elementary, confirmed she was also forced to resign last week. In a public post on her Facebook page, she wrote, quote, The irony is not lost on me, as I was at the banquet to be honored for being Principal of the Year almost exactly a year ago.
Now we're looking at performance and we're looking at data, and principals are making decisions around that.
HISD claims that their decision on who to let go was made based on performance, not the district's $450 million budget deficit. Crockett and Neff Elementaries both currently have a D under HISD school ratings. In a statement to ABC 13, a spokesperson with HISD wrote in part, quote, "In most cases, if a school has an A or B rating, that is a strong indication that the principal is creating the kind of learning environment students need. When a school is rated C or lower, it often means the school is not serving students well on a consistent basis." The district did not answer additional questions about how many principals have been asked to resign and how many they plan on letting go. The unpredictability leaves parents feeling worried about what this could mean for their children's future.
I already have put in an email to his therapist to see how we are going to be able to deal with the rest of the week and the rest of the school year, because we're that concerned.
Former Mayor of Victoria Jeff Bouknight discussed the upcoming runoff race on May 28th. He and his opponent, former Jackson County Sheriff A.J. Louderback, agree border security is their top priority. But Bouknight explained his priorities beyond border security. He says number 2 and number 3 on his list are school choice and this area's economy.
I think it's imperative that we give parents the opportunity to choose what is best for their students. I would like to work on some legislation that would allow some proactive building at ports where we know economic development will occur so that we can get those economic opportunities into the district.
Bouknight mentioned that school choice is more than just private and charter schools. The decision could impact schools like the Divine School, providing education to children with special needs. Also, he says he would be committed to improving the community in the Crossroads.
Yeah, and that runoff election right around the corner. On the ballot, of course, you're going to see that District 30 runoff race between former Victoria Mayor Jeff Bouknight and former Jackson County Sheriff A.J. Louderback, both campaigning for the seat of state representative. Voters will also choose between Shannon Martin and Brad Tucker for Victoria County Commissioner in Precinct 3. We spoke with some voters in Cuero about their top priorities for the Crossroads.
Definitely the border issues, property taxes. I know that's a big issue. I think those are the two biggest ones right now. So
I think the economy, definitely, even though it's a little bit better in Texas, we're all affected by the inflation, the out of control insurance prices, the out of control rental prices. It makes it very hard.
Early voting for the May 28th runoff election starts next Monday, May 20th. Early voting takes place at the Dr. Patty Dotson Public Health Center, 2805 North Navarro, Classroom A. Early voting hours are next Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Tuesday, the Victoria City Council updated a set of bylaws pertaining to the Library Advisory Board. The updated bylaws follow a non-city sanctioned board meeting hosted by the Library Advisory Board on April 10th that violated a city ordinance. The meeting to discuss the library's mission statement did not follow city procedures, meaning the meeting was not scheduled in proper coordination with city staff and violated standards for opening meeting acts noted by state law for governmental bodies. Mayor Dwayne Crocker says a breakdown of collaboration between the board and city staff stemmed from a lack of defined roles and expectations from the board bylaws that were last updated 7 years ago.
Tuesday morning, the Victoria Fire Department held a service to remember a former VFD chief. Henry Yankee died recently. He was Victoria Fire Chief for 16 years, from 1978 through 1994. In 1985, Chief Yankee served as the president of the Texas Fire Chiefs Association, and in 1987, he received the U.S. Safety State of Texas Fire Chief Hall of Fame Award. The Salvation Army of Victoria Life Enrichment Center is 2 months old and it's already a busy place helping people. 43 clients attended educational classes last month on cooking, and budgeting. A class on stress and wellness drew a capacity crowd of 27 clients. The free medical clinic at the Life Enrichment Center, 1306 North Lewis Street, will be open next Wednesday morning for sick visits, medication assistance, and nutritional guidance. The center has helped 7 clients in the past month to be placed in apartments. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell, then you can see
us on YouTube.
Great. Stay with us. The household hearings on the Key Bridge collapse response in Baltimore. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the details in that report.
Also ahead, the Justice Department says Boeing could face prosecution in the wake of their recent 737 MAX jet scandals. The Department of Justice says Boeing violated a 2021 deferred prosecution agreement that protected it from criminal charges tied to fatal 737 MAX crashes more than 5 years ago. A letter filed by the DOJ today and federal court in Texas says Boeing broke the agreement by failing to make promised changes to detect and prevent violations of U.S. fraud laws throughout its operation. The Justice Department says Boeing could now be subject to prosecution, but it is still determining how it will proceed in this matter. Boeing has 30 days to respond. Federal safety and transportation officials testified on Capitol Hill today about the investigation into the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse.
Among the topics discussed, plans to move the 984-foot cargo ship that caused the collapse.
The massive cargo ship Dolly that slammed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge has stayed in one spot for 51 days. Today, the U.S. Coast Guard testified on plans to relocate it.
Unified Command believes that the Dolly will be able to be refloated and removed from that site early next week.
Crews are clearing the remaining debris around Dolly to ensure it doesn't pose a threat to the ship once they refloat it. The process of refloating the ship is expected to take several hours. In its preliminary report, the NTSB says cargo ship Dolly lost power twice while in port 10 hours before the incident, then 2 more times as it made its way out of port towards the bridge. It's unclear if any of the power failures are connected. When Dolly lost power the last time, its crew lost control of the propeller. On Capitol Hill today, NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy said the ship has an emergency generator, but it doesn't power propulsion.
Without the propeller turning, the rudder was less effective. They were essentially drifting.
6 construction workers were killed in the collapse. 2 others were injured. The NTSB's full report of what happened is expected to take 1 to 2 years to complete.
Going forward, this is a complex investigation. Our investigators have been on scene consistently since this accident. In fact, they are on board the vessel as I testify today.
Cargo ship Dolly's crew members are also on board and have been since the bridge collapsed. The company that owns the ship says it is participating in the investigation and has no further comments. Once the ship is docked, it will need repairs. How long those repairs will take is unclear. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We had another sunny day. Our temperature right now at 84. And we managed to get up to 90 today. Of course, that's the warm sunshine. Tomorrow, because of the cloud cover and the potential for thunder showers, we're looking at slightly lower temperatures. And how much rain we're going to get, well, that's what we'll talk about right after this. Well, tomorrow it's not going to be quite as sunny as today. You can see how all the high-level cloud cover is rolling in from the west, and this is part of that whole plan of that weather system that you can see circulating right about here, and it's already firing the big storms up in the Panhandle. Of course, that Pacific moisture coming up, higher levels also coming in, so we'll just call it cloudy for tomorrow. Now, you remember the storm system that gave us Monday. Well, this is the next one right about here. It's coming across the southwest. It'll be rolling into Texas, and ahead of it, there's going to be enough lifting to see a couple of big thunderstorms. Now, where exactly, who's going to get how much? That's the hard part in this forecast. But already, the Panhandle, parts of Oklahoma are getting big thunderstorms. You can see them firing right about there. Also, a really ugly looking one up here near Borger. And of course, all this stuff is going to be dropping southward into North Texas, Central Texas, and then Southeast Texas. Already much of East Texas is under a flood advisory because of additional heavy rain on top of what they recently had, well, that's going to be a problem. Now, this is Future Tracker trying to figure out what's happening in the next 48 hours, and you can see how it's got up to an inch of rain. A few blue spots will be over an inch of rain, so it's going to be fast and furious as it comes through tomorrow afternoon about this time. So I think maybe half of your day will be good before the rain begins in earnest. Now tonight we have this area for the severe weather. Exactly where it's happening. We have a chance of a slight shower popping in South Texas, but I don't believe we're going to have anything to worry about tonight. Now tomorrow, that's when everything gets complicated. From well, probably Muleshoe out there in West Texas through Central Texas all the way to East Texas. Everybody here has a chance for getting a slight chance of severe weather. And for us here in the Crossroads, we're in the marginal opportunity for severe weather. So let's just say that the big stuff's going to stay right there at I-10. We're going to get something. That's why the computer model is telling us about an inch and a half of rain. And then by Friday, a lot of this starts pulling out of here. In fact, Friday morning is probably our last chance for getting additional showers. Certainly by Friday evening, things will be a whole lot better. Now tomorrow with the cloud deck and the showers, we're looking for 88, 87, San Antonio 101 down in Laredo, but look at that, 68, 69 up in the Panhandle after that front comes through. So we have one more chance of doing this here with Future Tracker. We start off on Wednesday night right now. We go through Thursday morning. You can see the stuff there rolling into North Texas. And then we go into Thursday afternoon, and there you go, right there. We got everything. We got the moisture, we got the heating, we got the upper air lifting, and a good possibility that we'll get some big thunderstorms. At this time, I don't see any tornadoes in it, but that's the thing that you've got to really just be on top of. However, this may have some hail. We're going to be obviously watching it because that's the definition of a severe thunderstorm. Hail, lightning, and of course the tornado problems. So hopefully we'll get the rain and not the other stuff, all right? Tomorrow, scattered showers for Port Lavaca. Tomorrow in Cuero, scattered showers, temperatures not quite as warm. And then the interesting part is for an alert day on Thursday, decreasing on Friday. So the weekend is looking good, except we're going to start a little bit of a heat wave. Temperatures running a good 5 to 9 degrees above seasonal averages in the mid-90s next week. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Please scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. We'll toss it over to Karina.
Thank you, Mac. And now here's sports reporter Zach Brown.
One former Victoria High star headed to the Hall of Fame, and the UHV softball team made their return home. Hear from them in sports. A local star, he went to Old Victoria High School. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame Saturday evening. Jimmy Smith will be inducted into the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame at the Doubletree Hilton Airport in San Antonio at 6:30 p.m. Smith was a four-year letterman from Victoria High from 1990 through 1993. He was named the most outstanding player in the state tournament in 1992 when they lost the state championship game in overtime. He was Mr. Texas basketball in the entire state in 1993, and the UIL has a list of the top 100 players in the first 100 years of UIL basketball. He made that list as well. Nowadays, he is the COO and CFO for the MLS team FC Dallas. Inducted with him on Saturday evening will be Kendrick Perkins. The Houston Astros are heating up. They get their second walk-off victory of the year, both of them courtesy of Victor Caratini, as the Astros down the A's in 10 innings and suddenly find themselves just 5.5 games back of first place Seattle and just 4 games back of the Texas Rangers. But there's another story. So on the mound, the surprising star Ronel Blanco was caught with a foreign substance in his glove. He says it was just rosin and tried to show the umpire his hands to show them that it wasn't illegal. And last night, an explanation that I saw from him on Twitter was that apparently he had rosin on his non-throwing hand, which is illegal. That is his explanation. Remains to be seen exactly what the substance was. He has been fined and suspended for 10 games, which starts now. He will not appeal. Earlier this afternoon, the UHV ladies returned home from Oklahoma City, and that's where their season did come to an end at the NAIA softball opening round. But what a year it was. This was the first time in a few years the Jags had even made it this far. They set many teams' record and gave Victoria and Jaguar Nation a whole lot to be proud of. We talked to senior superstar out of Shiner, Cameron Cowan, and she's going to have her name in the UHV record books for a long time, and she's thankful for her last few years as a Jag.
I couldn't do it without my team, definitely, but I had an amazing pitching coach and amazing family to support me, and that's really helped me along the way. I'm so happy I chose to come here. School's good, softball's good. It's just been an amazing ride, and I've made some amazing friends and had amazing coaches.
I'm super proud. They did everything we asked of them and more. They went and competed on the highest stage and really made a name for themselves, and I couldn't be more proud. It was really a full circle moment for the senior group because they're the ones that took us to the World Series as freshmen a few years ago. So to end that opening round with them was a great thing. And you know, we talked to them a lot yesterday, and our goal for these kids is to leave the program better than they found it, and I feel like that exemplifies that senior class. Our program has gotten so much better on the field and off the field because of them.
Coach Ortiz has been there since the beginning of the program, collected win number 300, one of many milestones during this great season. That is it for your sports. Don and Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. We're back in a moment. An 11-year-old girl born with kidney issues is now living her best life thanks to a special gift from her older brother.
11-year-old Emily Alanko was born with one kidney that did not function properly. Her brother Daniel, who is 19 years older, offered to help. He had surgery in February to remove his kidney, which was implanted into Emily. Emily has vastly improved and getting better every day. Thank you, brother. Now you're going to tell us, Mac, about some weather that's coming up, the storms.
The start of tomorrow should be all right with cloudy, but the clouds will be building all day. By tomorrow afternoon, we are looking for stormy weather to roll through the area. I have it down as an alert day because all of you are going to be affected by this. If you have outdoor plans tomorrow, well, I think the rain's going to get in your way. The good news is it clears out on Friday morning, and then we've got a good weekend with lots of sunshine and toasty temperatures.
Toasty, huh?
Toasty.
All right. Thank you, Mac, and thanks for joining us.
We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.